Okay, I'm out on a walk with the dogs. It's kind of cloudy today, which I like. But no rain until I think Thursday. Come on, come on. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I don't know. I was tired today. I did end up getting a new hard drive, which I'm happy about because now I'm migrating files over, freeing up space. It's like a constant thing. Right, Sparky? Sparky. And Jennifer. The houses are so pretty in the desert, the lights, because we don't get snow. So people always go all out with lights. So let me show you this one. This patch of grass is extraordinarily interesting to them. Anyways, I wanted to show you that house. Okay, come on, we gotta go. We can't stand here forever. Let's go. No, Sparky, go that way. Jesus. Okay, so that's kind of pretty. Yeah, that's it. This is the walk. I try to walk fast, but both my hands are full now. Thanks to somebody going to the bathroom, even though he went to the bathroom before we left. Sparky is like obsessed with going to the bathroom in public. I don't know what it is. Come here. Wait. Come on, let's go. Get out of the road. Those palm trees look pretty with that sky. It's a nice. So Sparky's obsessed with going to the bathroom in public. So even if, come on, that car you hear is the mailman. Oh man, she's tangled. I just want to show you the mailman. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm just gonna walk. Hopefully there's no one watching me because it's so strange. But like holding the camera up on yourself. Jennifer, let's go. They always do this twirl around. Hold on. Isn't this better? It's a nice house. It's pretty when they light everything up. They don't have it all lit up yet. I love the desert. So this is a creosote bush. And if you pick off a little bit and you get the oils on your hands, I don't smell it anymore, but when I used to, it was one of my favorite smells. And so when it rains in the desert, that's what you're smelling, is the creosote bush. And it's sticky. I love that there's just a field of desert. There used to be a lot more of this when I was growing up. But, you know, everybody wants to build on every square inch, and they're missing out on what it's like to grow up with roadrunner and horny toads. I guess they're Gila monsters. No, it's horny toad. It's a horny toad. Okay. I was hoping they could be in the camera, but there we go. Then you can't really see the sky. And there's a car coming. Come on. Coming up to a busy road, so that is that. And if you're familiar with Phoenix at all, that's Camelback Mountain. See on the right side with the eyelash looking thing hooking in, that's Praying Monk. It's kind of cool. Okay, I mean that mountain always oriented me, you know, wherever I was in the valley, more open desert, amidst the living environment. That's someone's property. That's not a vacant lot. That's a choice. And I like it. Come on. Did you see how Sparky runs towards the car? I don't know if that came up on camera, but that's always fun. Are you tired, Jennifer? And Sparky? Are you guys tired? I like that gate. Okay, it's getting darker. These guys are getting a little bit more tired. Sorry, my finger always hits the off button. These guys are getting a little bit more tired, which means less pulling, which means my back doesn't kill. Okay, I'm going to tell you the story about Sparky and Jennifer's rescue, how they came into my life. So Sparky is the one on the left, and he, I hope you can hear me okay. I was supposed to get his sister, Rhonda, and because my dog April died unexpectedly during the time of everybody dying. Okay, here comes some people with a dog. Okay, I gotta go. Gotta focus. Look at the sky. Oh my God, I just turned around and saw the sky. That is so pretty. Okay, so they saw the dog and now they're barking at it. This is why we can't do nice things. She was never socialized, and that's really my fault. Come on, guys. I had to cross the street to get on the other side from that dog because they're so crazy. Anyways, so I looked on Fresno Bully Rescue. I think I've told this story before. I think I told it last year. God, I can see why vloggers repeat themselves. Because you forget. God, I just wish I was walking that direction. I didn't time this right. Anyways, so I should put this up by my mouth so you can hear me. And here comes the car. It's getting a little bit complex to do this. Okay, more later. So I got back from the walk, and Sparky and Jennifer are very annoying. And I've had a lot of dogs. I grew up with dogs, and they're like very dumb. Like not mean dumb. I don't mean that, but like dummy. Like they're just dummy dogs. And they like go and they like to be dumb. They're like, oh, I like to bang into things. I like to, you know what I mean? Like they don't try to figure things out or be intelligent in the way that I'm talking about. They're totally intelligent in other ways, but like Pickles, my dog who passed away at the beginning of this, or in August actually. I was gonna say the beginning of the summer, but it was in August. He was so smart, and he like was athletic and fun and silly, but he also like always was trying to read situations, read humans, read the road, you know, read things. Like he just tried to figure things out. And so it's hard for me to have Sparky and Jennifer, because even though I tried to have Sparky around Pickles all the time because I wanted him to pick up on, you know, Pickles' intelligence, because that does happen, and that's what I was trying to do. Sparky, because of his situation, he's too in him, whatever that is. And then the day he met Jennifer, oh my God, he came to life. Like both of them were like, duh, oh my God, you're my other half. And their dumbness, like that dummy behavior, I don't mean dumb, but I mean like dummy behavior, went up thousands of fold because they egg each other on. As a matter of fact, in the vineyard, I don't know if you remember last year, but I could never have Jennifer and Sparky together. Oh yeah, you guys probably remember Pickles from last year, and I don't know if you know, but Pickles passed away. Sorry, I'm bad at this. I need a chart to remember what I talked about last year, but Pickles, the one without the ears, he got lung cancer, and I don't know if it has to do with the wildfires from the fall of 2020. I don't know, but really fast, really, you know, incurable. All around his lungs filled with fluid. But anyways, it was awful. I really miss him because he was like my little sidekick from like 2009, I think. Like 2009, I got him when he was a puppy. So Pickles, the rescue story with Pickles was found in San Diego, running around. He had a tattoo on him and his ears were cut off. He was at 3 months old. And so I saw a picture of him and I thought he looked like my dog, April. And I thought he was like a puppy. I mean, he was a puppy, but I thought it looked like he was her puppy. But in the picture, it looked like his ears were back, but his ears were actually cut off. So I contacted them, and then the girl drove from San Diego to Studio City, which is where I was living then, and she brought him. And when he got out, I was like, oh my God. And April, who was the pit bull that I had that I absolutely love, was like my daughter who died of stomach cancer. They were like inseparable. Those two would play for hours and hours and hours. And they were just adorable. And I loved watching them together. They filled me with so much joy. But April was very, very, very strong. So if I would try to take her on walks, I would be thrown all over the place. So I would take Pickles on walks, and we'd go on these long walks. And so we really bonded on that. And he's very good on walks, very athletic, very everything. So I loved taking him. So I would take him and Pickles, Sparky, and Jennifer all the time to try to hope that maybe some of Pickles' intelligence would rub off on them. No, it never did. It was always just their dumminess, intensifying, and then Pickles being smart over here. So when April died, I knew I needed to get a puppy or a rescue or something definitely a rescue because I only do rescues, but not that there's anything against purebreds, and I'll get into that another day, but and so I went to Fresno Bully Rescue, and I saw that they had this female dog that kind of just had the right energy. I definitely wanted a female dog just to be with Pickles, and they were in a hoarding situation. I think their mother died with them in the crates or something. I don't know. And then it was just Sparky and his sister Rhonda. That was what they called her. And so then they took them out, and they were way too little. They weren't even like properly weaned off. And they just put them at the pound after they raided this house and got all the dogs out of there. They just brought them to the pound and put dry dog food on the ground next to them. And they weren't even able to like eat dry food yet. They hadn't even been dewormed. So Fresno Bully Rescue does these sweeps at the pound, and they go around to all these different pounds, and they went there and they saw them there. And so they obviously took them and they started deworming them right away, but both of them were pretty far gone, like with the worms. So Sparky almost died, and I keep saying Jennifer, and Rhonda, his sister, did die. And I was supposed to get her. Like, it was all, I filled out the application and everything. So I was like, another death? Are you kidding me? And you're like, well, do you want to meet Sparky? And I'm like, I don't really want another male dog, but okay, I'll go meet him. So I drove to Fresno, and from Studio City, met him at a farm where he was being fostered. He was tiny. And I'll try to insert some pictures here. So cute, though. And it was really, really, really hot there. But he was really cute. He just like jumped in my lap and then walked away from me and sat underneath a tree and was like looking out at like all the animals and stuff at the farm. And I'm like, okay, so he's playful and approachable and he likes people, but he also likes his alone time. Hello, that's like me. He's a total Sagittarius. I'm like, hi. So I was like, okay, I'll take him. So I had to wait a little bit because he was too young, and then I left, and then I came back and I got him. And then he has loved Pickles since the day he met Pickles. He was like, oh my God. But Pickles was kind of like older, and he's been through some stuff, so he'd play with him, but not in the physical slam around way that Sparky likes to play. And if anybody watching this has pit bulls, you know what I mean. Like, sometimes they're just very like, they think they're small and fun and light, and you're like, no, you actually just almost broke my rib. But anyways, so then what happened next? Yeah, so then fast forward to, I'll skip Blanco, I'll talk about him another day, but when I was in Vacaville, I was walking into the grocery store, and there's this guy walking this dog that looks like April a little bit in the face, and I go, oh, wow, can I get a picture of your dog? Because I wanted to show Dapo. And he goes, yeah, okay. And so I'm getting my phone out, and he goes, do you want her? And I go, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm getting rid of her. And I go, why? And he's like, because, I don't know, I work too much and blah, 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 blah. So I was trying to be responsible, and I was like, no, I can't. I can't, but if you need help, I go, make sure you take her to like a bully rescue place. Like, be careful, because they'll put them to sleep if the pound is full. Those are the first to go. And so I gave him my phone number in case he had problems with anything, and I would help him. I now thought that was very responsible of me, because usually I'm like, I'll take him. I'm your new mommy now, And I was trying not to do that. So then he calls me, and I think I was in LA, and he goes, yeah, can you come get this dog? And I go, I mean, like, it sounded weird. Like, was she even his dog? I always felt like maybe he stole her because he acted really weird about who she was. So I was like, well, you know, what happened to the whole rescue thing? He goes, I don't know. And I go, all right, well, I'm out of town, but I'll be, when I'm in town, I'll come get her. So in a couple of days I came back and I just got her. And when she saw Sparky, when they saw each other, they went nuts. Like I was telling you, nuts. And they're just like that dummy duo thing. And it's very hard to train her. She's extremely smart. She may be the smartest dog I've ever had in my life in terms of just raw intelligence, but she doesn't, and some of it's my fault, but you know, we were living out on the winery and it was like a farm and we were isolated, so they never really had to socialize. So that's why when she sees other dogs, like in the walk tonight, she's like, but her hair stands up and she kind of gets weird about it. So, I mean, I need to socialize her, but it's like, God, it's so hard to even figure out how and whatever. But Sparky is just, he's playful. He would never, you know, he's not aggressive at all. He's like very, very, if anything, he's afraid of everybody and he'll run away from them. But they're both just very, very strong, and I would never let them loose in the vineyard. I did in the beginning, and they would like almost clip their leg on the wires, because when they're so excited to be around each other that when they'd run full blast, they would look at each other instead of looking ahead. And so they would run into wood beams, wood fences, wires, and it scared me because I thought one of them's gonna rip their leg off, like the way that they don't pay attention. And so I just, and they don't listen, and I try to get them and they like double up on their, you know, yeah, it's us against them kind of thing. And I'm like, oh no. So I had to start doing them separately. So I would have Jennifer with Pickles and they would run around and play, but it was a gentle athletic play. And then I would have Jennifer and Sparky play, and then I would have, Sparky and Pickles play. Never, and then Sparky and Pickles, Sparky and Jennifer. Never Jennifer and Sparky. Sorry, I'm tired. You're probably like, we figured that out 5 minutes ago. Okay, sorry. So anyways, that's what happened. That's the whole rescue story up to this point. So it's hard for me to take them on walks. I mean, I do it, obviously. But in the country, too, that double leash thing kind of really worked because they would sort of run in front of me and I really didn't care because I'm walking on this big, wide road. But out here with cars and stuff, I have to pull it back, and you couldn't see that because I had the camera in my hand and I put it in my pocket, but I have to pull the leash back so I have one on each side so that I can control them, because otherwise they walk towards cars. Like if a car is coming with headlights, they go, what is that? And they like go towards it and they're pulling towards it. And I'm like, don't pull towards the car, okay? Yeah, so that's my rescue story. I grew up with my mom who, she always had show dogs. So she had St. Bernards. Now she's down to Chihuahuas, but she's done almost every breed in between. And so I grew up with all kinds of purebred dogs. And then I got my first rescue dog when I lived in San Francisco at the SPCA, and it was a Rottweiler Pit Bull mix named Buddy. And I just loved him. He was totally playful and awesome. And then I rescued, I'm not sure what she was. She was like an English Bulldog something mix, or an English Pointer something mix. My favorite dog of all time, like the one that I felt, I don't like to say favorite, that sounds bad, but like the one that I was the closest with, that my heart felt the most, you know, connection with. And that was Leia. And she was all white with black ears. So I called her, like, she reminded me of Princess Leia from Star Wars. And then I got Zimba. And a lot of people who would go to my weekly blog TV shows would know Zimba, because I would sit in front of my couch like this, and he would be asleep behind me on the couch. And he's like a lab shepherd mix kind of dog. And he lived to be like 16. And then I got April, and that was I guess they call it a blue nose pit or something, but no, she was red nose pit, right? So gorgeous, beautiful dog, incredible, beautiful personality, like just exquisite and unique and loving and smart. I loved her. She's a second to Leia, if not tied with Leia, like in terms of special place. Then Pickles, like I told you, and I thought he was her, you know, his ears were back, they were actually cut off. Well, we were taking him to the foster event in Hollywood, you know, well, we were fostering him. Sorry, it wasn't a foster event, the adoption event, because I was trying to be responsible. And the way he got along with April, and I was like trying so hard. Anyways, he got sick the last 2 times I took him to the adoption event. He actually had applications on him, and people were going to adopt him. And he just got really, really sick, and the nurse had to give him like an anti-nausea shot. And I went to pick him up, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? They're like, we don't know, he just got really sick. And right when I put him in the car and I shut the door, I'm like, what's going on? And we were on the 101 in Hollywood, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Dah!" And he was like totally fine. And he just looks at me like, da-da-da. And I'm like, you're so awesome. You just completely faked everything, and I love every minute of it. So, yeah, so I got home and I'm like, that's it. We're adopting him, Depo. Like, we have to adopt him. Like, it's too crazy. So that's what I did. My phone is blowing up. Hold on. Okay. So anyways, what else? Yeah, so that's it. Those are my dogs. And in the middle of all that, I had a dog named Blanco, who was a senior pit bull who I was fostering, and ended up where I just kept him. And he was amazing. He lived in a warehouse in like Burbank, North Hollywood, I think, for like his whole life. He didn't even really know what dog food was. Like, he didn't understand eating in a bowl. Like, he had asphalt embedded in his fur. So I had to put coconut oil on him all the time. And we had a little dog bed for him, and he loved it. You could tell he's like had achy joints, and he was so happy. And it's like someone just threw food at him, and that's the way he was used to eating. So he just was so filled with love, and I loved him. But he got cancer too. He had cancer in his leg, and it spread into his organs. Oh God, cancer, you know? Or I don't know if it spread from his leg. They don't know if it was connected. He had something on his leg, and then he all of a sudden had like really advanced cancer, and there was nothing we could do. So we just had him live out the best life, you know, his best last years, and then that was it. So anyways, I just want to tell you that story. I'm kind of out of it and tired. I'm migrating the files from one hard drive to the other, so I got to go monitor that. But I wanted to just come in here and say the rest of the story before I forgot, and I just upload the video, and you guys are like, you never told the rest of the story, because that kind of happens. Yeah, so that's the story. If you guys have any rescue animals, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know if you've ever rescued a dog or a cat or a goat or a horse. I'm very drawn to horses lately. I did grow up with horses as well. My sister had horses, and I rode the horses. And I went on a horse camp in northern Arizona once, me and my sister. And it was pretty amazing, because like for 2 weeks, we would ride our horse all up in, you know, with other people. And northern Arizona, so it was like mountains and then flat desert, and it was raining or it was hot, or, you know, it was just amazing. And then we would pack all of our stuff on the horse, and then people affiliated with this group would have a pickup truck, and they would bring the food and the hay to the next camping location. And so then at night, we would have to take the saddles off of our horses, brush them out, get them water, and get them their hay. And then somebody, as part of this organization, would make everybody dinner at the campfire. But we'd have to set up our tents and our sleeping bags and all that. And then we'd go to sleep. And I think the horses would just be tied up somewhere. And then we'd wake up and put the saddles on. You know, we'd get breakfast and put the saddles on our horses, and then get back out and go riding. And I mean, I don't remember so many things about my life. I have such a horrible memory. But I remember that. I remember that. I remember the feeling of like being free like that, you know, just getting on a horse and slowing everything down. Everything was slowed down. So it was like, I'm gonna light these candles. Look at this. My mom has this little thing. I'm gonna light the candles. Yeah, it was nice because everything slowed down, and it was just very, very peaceful. And wait, let me take that out of there. And I just love horses. And my horse was named Miney because it was part of an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, like this group of horses. And mine was Miney. And so it was used to walking as a pack horse. So whatever the horse did in front of the other one is what it would do. So I don't know, it was very weird. It was all white. It was really big and it was really chill. And but there was one part where the desert was really like open. I think it was like a desert road, a long, 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 long dirt road in the middle of the desert. I mean, as far as you could see in every direction, it was just desert. You couldn't see a town. You couldn't see anything. And it was dead silent. All you could hear was, and the horses, you know, like that sound. And sometimes people would be talking and sometimes nobody would be talking. And it was just me and my sister with these people. It was sort of like, it wasn't Girl Scouts, but it was something sort of like that. It was like a horse camp. And we were able to open up our horses and just have them take off full blast down this road. Like they were like, oh, I don't know if we should do this. But it was so, the horses even wanted to do it. It was faster than galloping. It was like the fastest, I think they call it a canter, or maybe it's the opposite. It's a canter and a gallop. I don't know. It was so fast. I've never in my life experienced something like that. It felt the closest to flying I could ever explain. I mean, I've flown a lot in my dreams. It was, and the way that the horse, it could tell that the horse loved doing it. Like it wasn't like I was forcing this horse to do this thing. It was like taking, it was like gliding, but going so fast. And I mean, just now when I think about it, I think, God, we could have wiped out and died. Like, so scary, but you know, it was fun. It was really fun. It was exhilarating. It was amazing. And we were all doing it. All the horses did it, and the whole group took off running. Once the first couple ones did it, that's kind of how trail horses are. They all do what the ones in front do. It was really amazing. So anyways, if you ever get a chance to go on a horse camp and you're a young girl, I say take that opportunity, because it was very, very, very cool. All right, well, anyways, I think that's it for today, because I'm going to go in and do some work. But I hope you guys are well, and I will see you tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. All right, bye-bye.